guys, and welcome to my September wrap up and October TBR. So, if I sound weird, that is because I'm still sick. Have been for a week now, and it's getting annoying, but it's getting better. So, September was a really good reading month. I've read 15 books in total. Yay! So, let's just dive into the books. And the first book that I've read was Play by Kylie Scott, and that is the second book in the Stage Dive series. And I actually enjoyed it way more than the first book because it was way more funny, and it's actually a companion novel, so it's not the same characters anymore as always with new adult books. Well, anyway, I enjoyed it way more because it was just way more funny and somehow more believable, even though it was still like a little bit unbelievable how they met. Well, I liked it, so I got 5 out of 5 stars. The next book that I've read is The Isle of the Lost by Melissa de la Cruz, and this is a Descendants novel, and this is the prequel to the movie Descendants on Disney Channel. I think it actually already aired in the US. It didn't in Germany, so I still haven't seen the movie. Well, this is the prequel before the movie, so we kinda know the characters of the movie and all that stuff. But I didn't really enjoy it. It was so boring, like totally boring. Nothing happened till like page 100, no, I think 200 something, and I was just so freaking bored, and all in all it just felt like fan fiction instead of a real book. And yeah, it wasn't really my thing, but it was such an interesting story idea and it could have been way better, so it only got 2 out of 5 stars. So the next book that I've read is Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas, and this is the 4th book in the Throne of Glass series. I actually do have a book talk about this, but it's full of spoilers, so only watch it when you read this one. I'm going to link it down below. And yeah, I loved it. It was way better than Air of Fire, which I didn't enjoy that much, but this one was epic. It is super thick and I loved it, and I already said that. Well, it was awesome, and go check out my book talk. There I tell you more why I loved it, and of course it got 5 out of 5 stars. Next up, I've read Hooked by Alison Hart, and this book, I enjoyed the story, but it had way more potential. It was like really short. I can't remember, I think it was barely 150 pages or something. But anyways, it was really short, so the story was really rushed and we didn't get to know the characters that much, and so we didn't know why they were acting like they were acting, and so it could have been way better if the book just would have been longer. So it got 3 out of 5 stars. Then I've read Sweet Temptation by Wendy Higgins, and this is the 4th book in the Sweet trilogy. And why do I say trilogy? Because this is basically nothing new. This is the whole trilogy told from Kaiden's point of view, and I absolutely loved it. I love Kaiden, and I just love to see his point of view of the whole story and to see why he did what he did back then. And it's pretty thick. It has like nearly 500 pages. Yeah, 480 pages, and I read it in a day and it was just amazing, and I couldn't put it down because normally I'm not a fan of these retellings from a different point of view, because normally there's not much new, but here there were some new scenes and I just loved it, and it got 5 out of 5 stars. Then next up, I've read Paper Hearts by Claire Contreras, and this is the 2nd book in the Hearts series. I don't know if there's coming more, and I've read the novella last month, Torn Hearts, and it got me so excited about this book, and I wasn't disappointed. It was awesome. As you might see, I've gone a little bit crazy with the post-its because it was so epic, and I don't know, I think I even enjoyed it a little bit more than kaleidoscope hearts. And yeah, I just loved it, and you should definitely check this out. And it got 5 out of 5 stars. So next up, I've read some more ebooks because I'm somehow in an ebook kind of mode, because they're awesome and way cheaper, and I can read in the dark, which is a huge plus. So ebooks. Next up, I've read Summer Sky by Lisa Swallow, and I absolutely loved this book. I didn't know anything before I started it, and it turned out it was amazing, and the characters were great, and no real drama. Okay, a little bit drama, but I can't wait to read the second book, because actually it is a series, and the second book is with the same characters as the first one, and I loved it, and 5 out of 5 stars. Then I've read Relinquishing Liberty by Maureen Meyer, and yeah, that's my opinion of the book, because it was good. The story wasn't that bad, but it didn't really captivate me, and throughout the book I was sometimes really bored, and I was so annoyed with Liberty at some point. She was a little bit immature, and yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of her, but it got 3 out of 5 stars. Then I've read Into Deep by Mara Jacobs, and I really enjoyed the story, and sometimes it got a little bit boring, but otherwise it was epic, and I really loved the characters, and it was awesome, and it got 4 out of 5 stars. Then I've read Bittersweet Love by Jennifer Armentrout, my Jennifer Armentrout fix. That was like one of the few books that I haven't read by her, and it's not actually a whole book, it's just a novella, and it's the prequel to the Dark Elements trilogy, and it's young adult, my second young adult book this month, and it was a really sweet story and introduction to the Dark Elements world, so you should really read that one first and not after you read the whole series, because Layla and Zian and Roth getting introduced in there, so you know them a little bit. Yeah, and it was awesome as always, because JLA, so 5 out of 5 stars. Then I've read The Copper Gauntlet by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare, and this is a middle school book, just new adult and 2 young adult books, and then I'm reading middle grade, and I think that's the reason why I really didn't enjoy this book. It's the second book in the Magisterium series, and yeah, it was a little bit too boring for me, nothing much happened, and I'm just not really such a middle grade reader, and yeah, I want to read it because Cassandra Clare is awesome and I love everything she writes, but this one wasn't really my thing, and I'm not so sure if I will read the rest of the series at this point, so it got 3 out of 5 stars. I've read In Heroic by K.A. Tucker, and this is the prequel novella to 10 Tiny Breaths, and I loved this book. It was so awesome because you got to see the story from Cole's point of view, and it was so awesome to have this, because in 10 Tiny Breaths you kinda hated him for what he did, but here you understand why he did what he did, and I don't know if it would have been better to read this before 10 Tiny Breaths, but I think it would have helped with the story, but then it would have gotten like a lot of things that we didn't know in 10 Tiny Breaths, so I'm not really sure the order to read this one, but it was awesome and it got 5 out of 5 stars. Then next up I've read Before We Were Strangers by Renee Carlino, and I haven't read a book by her yet, and this was my first book by her, and it's kinda new adult adultish. I don't know where to place it, because it starts in the adult world, but then we have flashbacks to the new adult world, to the college days, but then we're going back to the adult world. So I don't really know how to categorize this, but it was really good. I enjoyed it, but something was missing. I don't really know what was missing, but there was just a little bit something that was missing. Yeah, I'm repeating myself, so it got 4 out of 5 stars. Then, of course, I've had to read this book because it just came out on the 29th September, and of course I had to read it, and I was so surprised that my pre-order arrived a day later. after I finish this, because I've read it in a day, because it is Forever With You by Jennifer Armentrout, or Jaylin. At this point it's Jennifer Armentrout. So this is the 5th book in the Wait For You series, and nearly the last one. We only have one left. Holy shit. Oh my god. Well, I love this book. It was really different than the rest of the series, but still it was a really good different, and I just love it, though I'm not really sure how I feel about Steph and Nick. Like, normally I have a ranking of the characters, how I love them. And number 1 is Cavalry, and then I have Carla and Jax, and then Roxy and Reese, and then I have Jace and Tessa, because they're not really that much my thing. But with them I don't really know where to place them in there. Like, I have no clue, but still I loved it. I enjoyed it. I've read it in a day because it was so awesome, and it got 5 out of 5 stars. I would rate it like 1,000,000 stars because it's Jennifer and her writing is just the best ever. And the last book that I've read was Emerge by C.E. Hall, and I've actually started before Forever With You, but I had to pause it for that book, like, of course, because actually I've got spoilers, even though I've read it on the day it came out, so, well, anyways. Emerge by C.E. Hall, and I really enjoyed it. It's the first in the series, and the only thing that bothered me was it had a love triangle, and I hate love triangles. I can't stand them. And this one was okay, but also annoying, as always. And yeah, the thing that bothered me the most, the boy she chose was not the thing that bothered me, but it was the thing that it only was till the end of the book, and so we didn't really see them when they were together. And the next book is actually with all the characters from the first book, but it focuses on the boy she didn't choose, so we don't get to see them really together, and that was the thing that annoyed me like nearly the most, except for the love triangle. So it got 4 out of 5 stars. Well, that were all of the books I've read in September. Oh my god, this video is going to be so long. And for my October TBR, I only have Unchained by Jennifer Armentrout, because I didn't get to read it in September. I actually pushed it off because I had 2 other JLA books, and I can't just read all of them in 1 month, or I'm going to be depressed and in a reading slump, because her writing does that to me. So I really want to read it next month. And then I have a whole bunch of ebooks that I already downloaded, but I don't know how many of them I will read, because I'm going to vacation in Turkey next week, actually, and for 10 days. So I will have time to read on the beach then, and that's why I download a shitload of Kindle books, so I can bring my Kindle and read so much. And I will see what I will get done. Yeah, that's it for this video, so thank you all for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!